What memorable thing happened at your home during the lockdown? I was gardening and left the door open for 0.03 seconds. In that 0.03 seconds, my cat, who had her appointment to be fixed but the lockdown ruined it, got out. She's now expecting kittens any day. Doggone it. No, I am sure it was just another cat. One night out of nowhere, my mom saying, "I know you all don't love being stuck here, but I'm just so happy to have everyone home at the same time." The way she said it was really sweet. I think it hit her that with all of her kids being in our 20s, it's probably the last time all of us would be living under the same roof together. I second your mom's sentiment. I'm the mom of 2 young adult children and 2 school-aged children, so naturally the little guys get more of my time. This quarantine has forced the big boys to spend time at home. I'd gladly be stuck in the house a few months if it ensures QT with my big boys. Next door's cat developed an obsession with my house. He got in while I wasn't looking. I then left the house to go to the shop, got back home, walked in the door, then turned round to see a head poking out at me from the stairs. Made me jump. Now he lurks around outside. Every time I open the door he appears ready to try and sneak past me. I have no idea why he wants to get in. My house has nothing that could interest a cat. You underestimate the cat's curiosity. Well, our mail carrier delivered our mail, without fail, between the hours of 11 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Monsieur, he's a stud. Came out to both my parents. Hope it went well. Thanks. We got a home while renting, but FUCCCCCCK apartment living finally. Our medium-sized dog gave birth to 9 pups. We were only expecting 5 or 6. We couldn't take her to the vet because they were all closed. Well, you want one? Sorry I can't, but what kind are they? I made friends with my 92-year-old neighbor and have been assisting her clean out her valuables from over 50 years ago. But does she know you're cleaning her out? You're a really friendly burglar. Graduated. My little guy, who was born at 25 weeks only weighing 1 pound, who is now a year old, took his first steps. A tornado that destroyed the entire home. Definitely memorable. Thanks weather. So you gonna move or rebuild? Rebuilding. The location is too valuable. Also a practically new neighborhood in 5 years, an equity boost. I ran my foot over with my bed while laying down. Ouch. I don't know how I did it. I was laying on my bed when it happened. Broke the fuck out of our couch when we were horsing around. Hope you were having fun. Oh no, I have several brothers, not with a girl, haha. Oh, he was winking face. I beat my parents in bingo so many times and won almost all of their money in one night. Bingo, delete, and bingo, and our experiences were identical. Spent 2 hours literally on the floor looking at the ceiling to music. Hi. Nah man, bored numb. Were you comfortable at least? I was fairly comfortable until I got up and my back felt like a notice board. Took some of the money we'd saved for a cancelled family vacation to Disney World and Universal, and ordered the Lego Death Star and Hogwarts Castle sets. They arrived on my husband's 40th birthday. He's had bad birthday luck and told me it was without a doubt the best one he'd ever had. I had to prepare breakfast, lunch and dinner, clean home every day, have a 11 a.m. coffee and overthink my life like a true housewife. Confirmed again that I don't want this kind of life. It is exhausting, and you don't get much time for yourself. Contrary to what people think, you become a squirrel in a circle. And I don't even have children. Cheers to you, stay-at-home wives. The day I went back to work was like an 8-hour song about sunshine, birds, and you go, girl. Also, discovered the wonderful world of bike rides and listening to music. Those early Avril Lavigne albums just get to the core. You know what I mean. 30-year-olds. Also, that clone really fucked up. The housemate found out left-handed people can legally play tennis. YSK. I started the Science of Well-Being, Yale Wellness class. I'm on week 4. And honestly, I'm happier than I've been in years. The day before a new roof was installed, I went to the basement and heard water dripping. Come to find out, our wastewater pipe broke right off. That was an inconvenient week. When it rains, it pours all over the basement floor. We left the gate open for 2 days because we were waiting for a package, and the first night I could hear heavy crunching in the space that leads to my backyard. The next morning I could still hear it, and my paranoid ass thought it was an actual person who was taking shelter in my backyard, and I didn't want any of that because of the fact that I live in a border city, so it was possible that it was someone recently immigrated or a drug dealer. So I go outside running with an axe in my hand just to find a bunch of cute dogs in the back, and I just brought them food later on. They left the next day, but that was an experience for sure. I binged all the Office seasons while putting together jigsaw puzzles. Guess I am gonna be the rain cloud in the thread. Seems everyone else I've read is doing okay. Glad to see that at least. My life, on the other hand, has been totally shit on. First, probably lost my job. I work in a restaurant. Then, I got periorbital cellulitis, thought I was gonna lose an eye. Ended up costing me thousands. Then, my mom was doing like food service for the community during COVID. Ended up bringing home bedbugs, got rid of most of our furniture and clothes, treated the house. Bedbugs are gone, but now our shit is basically empty. I sleep on a cot with no blanket, more money. And now, I don't know if my dog is gonna live. Something wrong with his liver. He's at the emergency vet until tomorrow morning. And I'm just stuck here by myself, scrolling through Reddit, being more miserable than I've ever been in my stupid life. Hemorrhaging money to boot, no dog, no friends, nothing. Normally I don't put my bullshit on Reddit, but I just thought if I don't, then nobody else is even going to know about it. If you have a dog, or cat, or anything you love, go give him a hug and cherish every second. My dog is not doing too well either. She's old, it's her time. I feel your pain. Bought an above-ground pool. Set it up, but the ground is too sloped. Took it down and found out our yard is completely limestone. 3 days of digging, and now I own a jackhammer. It's rained constantly since the day we took it down. Pool still isn't back up. I shaved my head for the first time ever. Shaved off about 12 inches of long, beautiful hair. Glad to be rid of it and feeling incredible. I'm doing the opposite and letting my afro just grow. It's so huge now. Got bored and wanted to get out, so I bought 17 acres in a forest. I accidentally made several dick jokes in front of my mother. Our cat had 5 kittens. So if anybody who lives in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware area who's looking to add a cat to your family, feel free to message me for pictures. Caught a swarm of bees that had 2 queens. Finally I can rant my frustrations. A pipe burst, so we called the homeowner to fix things. They pretty much ignored the whole call, putting us in a priority list. I called back that evening because the damage worsened. Nothing happened. The next day, the neighbors downstairs started getting water because gravity. The owners finally called the plumbers, and apparently this could have been a $200 fix, but the 24 hours plus damage is now gonna cost more than $7,000. The plumber kinda helped us by subtly destroying the wall so that the owners would be forced to fix the whole wall instead of doing a half-assed job. Still, the owner thought that drying out the wall would be cheaper than rebuilding it. The humidifiers are still working 24 hours per day for 4 days, and there is still water coming out. I can't use the living room for work, and the whole family and neighbors are pissed because of the sound. Landlords wish some of them cared more. Got dumped over VC. That sucks. I've learned how to cook frozen pizza. Spoiler alert, I add extra mozzarella and pepperoni. Yes, dress it up and enjoy. I got my little cousin to start repeating what I say over Zoom calls. I make her say absolutely ridiculous things. Ah, that's so cute. I gave my parents a drawing I made for their anniversary. They're going to hang it up in the living room. I bought a lot of things I've been wanting to buy for months. I bought a used Oculus Rift for €100, which was an amazing deal. The packets I ordered from AliExpress and Wish in December finally arrived. And I also built a PC for the first time. The most memorable thing was building the PC because I was really anxious and I thought I was gonna break something. It took me like 4 to 6 hours to build it, mainly because I was extremely anxious, but also because I used the PSU from my old PC and whoever built it did a really sloppy job with the cable management, so I had a hard time removing it. Reconnecting with old friends. It gave me an excuse to randomly reach out and catch up on their lives. We now Zoom once a week. Something we've never done before. I bought my first home. Haven't closed yet. Working on getting the mortgage together, but after that, it's all final and I'll get to move in. Nice. Thanks, I'm really excited. Started to learn e-commerce, index funds, investing, real estate, and I'm just beginning day trading. Once all of this is lifted and I can land myself a job, because I'm not back to university until October, I'm going to invest my earning into my knowledge. Good for you. What has happened to you? You posted the question, but I'm sure it would be nice to answer it yourself. Thanks for the ask. A little backstory. A couple of years ago, my GF and I adopted a dog who's too old for the shelter from an older lady who had to move into a nursing home. They lived in an apartment. We live in a very rural area. He doesn't hear or see that well anymore and will wander off outside if you're not watching. So 2 days ago, my GF goes to visit her mom about 10 minutes away. Sparky, the dog, and I are hanging out at home. After a bit I noticed that it seemed pretty quiet, so I'm calling the dog, looking through the house for him, under the bed, etc. Can't find Hi Monsieur. There's 2 rooms that he never goes into. One of the rooms' doors was open and the other one was closed. So I didn't look in those rooms. I'm calling and looking. No Sparky. I started to worry that he slipped out without me noticing when I stepped outside for a moment, so I'm outside now calling and looking and can't find Hi Monsieur. I really started to worry then that he wandered off. I call my GF and tell her what's going on as I am getting into the car to start to drive around and look for Hi Monsieur. She gets home about 2 minutes later while I am driving around looking for Hi Monsieur. I get home after a few minutes, having driven every direction for a couple of miles in. There they both are outside waiting for me. He had went into one of the rooms he never goes in and had somehow shut the door on himself, and she had found him there. I really had myself convinced that I had let them both down by accidentally letting them out without knowing. He likes me, but he loves her and she is really attached to him too. I don't think I was ever so glad to be wrong about something in my life. I'm so glad for you. That is a thing that we should be learning in our high school or elementary school. How do we graduated without knowing how to pay a bill? Lol. I recommend the Robert Kiyosaki's books. Good investment in knowledge. Sorry my English is not perfect, but I'm trying. I honestly feel like we are not taught these things because these are all ways to long-term get a piece of that pie and become somewhat wealthy. Maybe governments don't want everyone learning financial freedom and passive income so that people 9 to 5 their whole lives for the Monsieur. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.